Here's a quick Photoshop tutorial. I just thought I'd share how I made this piece of paper here that I've stitched to my February monthly divider page. It's made from the digital version of the packaging, and I've printed another piece for front and back. It's actually folded at the side there. So I'll show you how I did this. So navigate to where you've got your packaging on your computer. I've opened it here, and I'm just going to open and make a new piece of paper, a blank file, a custom size, and I know I want it to be 8.25 high, but I want it to be 4 inches wide. So put that custom size in. So there's the piece of paper that I want. So I'm now going to click on the packaging that I've got open and drag it in here, and I'm going to click on the corner and drag and make it big enough to fill the screen, and I can move it about until I've got it on the screen where I want it. Once I've got it on the screen where I want it, I click done, and then I'm going to go over to my layers palette here, and I'm going to merge down. So that's the piece of paper. That makes that pattern paper the same size as the custom background. So now what I want to do is put some hearts on it. So to get the white hearts, what I did was I opened one of the journal cards, this one, number 3, number 2, that's it, opened it. And then I want to cover up this wording here. So I'm going to go across to the layers palette and click on the padlock here to unlock the layers. And then I'm going to go over here to my toolbox and get the ellipse tool or the square tool. Make sure that you've got white selected in the colour palette down here. And then click and drag a circle or an ellipse to cover up that writing with a white ellipse. So now if I go back to my layers palette and right click and merge down, that makes the little oval and the heart merge into one, so I've got a completely blank white heart. Now I can go over to my toolbox again and get the magic wand tool, and if I click inside the heart, you get the marching ants around the outside to show you the area that's been selected. And that's the heart shape that I wanted. Just make sure you've got contiguous tick down here, and then it just selects all that white heart there. Then go to Layer, New, Layer via Cut. And what it's going to do is it's going to cut out that white heart and put it on its own layer here. So if I now go to this bottom layer and shut this eye here, it removes the background and I'm just left with the white heart. So I'll go back to my move tool, back to my photo bin, and I'm open this piece of paper that I'd made the size I want it, and now I click and drag one of those hearts onto that paper and it puts it there. So you maneuver it where you want it. I'm going to put 2 on here, and so if I go to this one over here and I go right click and I click duplicate layer, this box pops up to show it's going to make a second layer. So now I've got 2 heart layers, and if I get hold of this and drag this down, I've got my 2 hearts on my background paper, which is what I printed out here before I added the wording layers. So now I'm going to open a piece of A4 to print this out. I'm in the UK, so I print on A4. So I go New, Blank File, International Paper, A4, OK, and then I click and drag this and pull it onto the A4 and then move it over to the side. Now I'm going to put another one next to it here, but on this second one I don't want the 2 white hearts. So if I go back to this and I go over to the white hearts and I click on the eye, it'll shut the eye, which means those 2 layers aren't visible, and I've just got the paper as it is. So now I bring up my A4 paper, I click and drag this one over here, and I've got the 2 layers that I can print out together. So that's what I did for this, and then folded it over and stitched it to the edge of the transparency. I just printed it on a slightly thicker paper. I think it was 160 GSM, something like that. And when it's folded double and creased, that's nice and sturdy. Something else that I did, when I made this heart shape here, I wanted to just check that the quote I wanted to use would fit inside that heart. So if I go File, Open, and open the quote here, if I then pull up the white heart shape here and I click on this quote and drag it up, if it's above the heart shape in your layers palette, you can right click on it and click Create Clipping Mask, and it jumps inside the heart, and then you can just move it with your move tool to make sure it fits inside that heart shape. So if you don't want to go ahead and cut something and not be sure it fits, you can try it in your digitals to see if the sizing is right. In the end, I did actually print another one out and cut it out in paper and stitched it straight down here, so that I've still kept my 3x4 journaling card for another time. Hope that helps.